always tell people that if you're sick, you wouldn't go to any person. You would want to know that this doctor went to school, became a doctor, and they really know what they're doing. So why don't you do that with your money?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about leveling up, elevating, and living our absolute best lives. So today we have a very informative video ready for you. It's all about investing in Uganda and just more so of a general touch. Obviously, if we went super in depth, it would be like 2 hours. So for now, we're just gonna touch on a few things. And we have Anna here. If you can tell the people who you are and a little bit about yourself.
Hello, my name is Anna Namuli. I work in the investment industry. I have worked in the financial industry in Uganda for close to 10 years. I did banking, stock market, now I'm into private equity, where I do investment advisory and portfolio management. And I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for coming on my channel. You guys know I was bringing the professionals. So if you don't mind, if you can give us a brief history on investing in Uganda, because I know it is a bit new. It's more of a fresh market than maybe North America.
Yeah. So Uganda investment is relatively new, especially that investment that involves all of us. Previously, we had political instability, so up until 1986, Ugandans couldn't really invest. We were running around with wars.
Yes, true.
And when our parents started actually making money, they joined microfinances. They were introduced to banking, but they were not really taught how to invest.
Okay.
So they ended up creating wealth. They created what you call general wealth, not generational wealth.
Yes.
And it is now our time to get what our parents got and we turn it into generational wealth. So this is what has been our mandate now in the financial industry, to bank everybody in Uganda, teach them how to invest so that we can create wealth for our children and our grandchildren.
That is beautiful. So that explains a lot. Like I remember when we just first had sat down and I was saying how like Asian and European families do that. Like they can pass things on and on and on.
Yes.
And I didn't realize because of like wars and just trying to get stable in our country that was a big reason.
Yeah, so we had wealth, but not, wealth is like land. You have land, you have cows, you have cars, but probably once you die, your children cannot easily turn that into money that will take them to school or start a business. So now people have started investing, creating value on the farms they had. And now we're seeing a lot of companies coming up. We're seeing a lot of Ugandans investing in the money markets, private equity, so yeah, it's all good.
That's exciting. So now that you've given us a brief history on investing in Uganda, how can Ugandans, especially diasporans who have money and they really want to bring it into Uganda, how can they benefit from investing particularly in Uganda?
Yeah, so in Africa as a whole, the East African region is currently enjoying a positive economic growth trend. We've actually grown by 6.4% over the last year. That is before COVID. All those stats don't involve the COVID time. We've also enjoyed political stability for quite a long time. Actually, all across our region, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, we've been politically stable, and we've seen a lot of innovation. We've seen a lot of all our governments coming in and supporting innovation, supporting investments. So I think this would be a very good time for the people in diaspora to come back home and invest.
Very true.
Investment doesn't really require for you to have quite a lot of money. You just start with what you have. There are so many options. Africa is one of the most open continents out there. Almost all our sectors are investable. You could invest in anything that you want. Most other countries you find like you couldn't invest in certain sectors because there are restrictions put in place by the government. But Uganda in particular, you could invest in any sector you want.
And I find even abroad overly saturated.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, and you can bring things that are working somewhere else and you invest and you find that your return on investment is so much
that
higher.
is very true. And the people in diaspora, we expect you to be so exposed, to bring the things that you've seen out there and start them back home. We've had the Jumias of this world, a product of France. It came back to Uganda and the rest of Africa, and it became the first $1 billion company to be listed in Africa.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So,
I didn't even know that actually. But
yeah,
I
so
knew that there was a lot going on with them, and it was really.
We already had $1 billion companies, but we didn't have one in tech, in innovation, in this new kind of business, the millennial business, and Jumia did that. So.
That's beautiful. And speaking of the tech industry, can you elaborate on some different industries that are great, or different markets, industries, whatever, that are great to invest in within?
Yeah, so I'm just going to concentrate about Uganda.
Yes, of course. In Uganda.
You could invest in the stock market. We have around 18 companies listed on our stock market. We have our biggest companies in Uganda listed: Stanbic, Uganda, Umeme, we have DFCU, and we have some more that are coming on that I can't actually tell you now, but they're coming. We have money markets. That includes the treasury bills, the treasury bonds. If you follow the financial news, you'll see that every 2 weeks we have these bonds being auctioned. So you could actually participate in that. We have agribusiness. That is some sector that is making a killing in Uganda, and it saddens me that most of the people who have invested in that are not Ugandans. Us Ugandans were still doing subsistence farming, so please come and invest in agribusiness. We have manufacturing, we have private equity, where you could identify a company that is already in motion and you buy stock from that company. They are all around. We have hospitals, we have schools, we have, name it, they're all companies that are ready to sell you a stake in their business. We could invest in fine art. I was telling Rachel.
Yes, I was shocked. Please elaborate on this one.
So we all have seen all these big art museum pieces being sold for millions of dollars just because they were painted by somebody in the 1800s. In 100 years from now, the art piece that is being painted now is going to be worth a lot of money. So please buy yourself a very nice piece of art.
Beautiful art collection.
Keep it. Pass it on to your kids. It will come in handy in future. There are so many sectors you could actually invest in. This is where if you sit down with your financial advisor or investment advisor, they will elaborate in more. You could do unit trusts. You could. The options are endless.
So I actually wanted you to elaborate a bit on that actually. So of course, when you're coming to a new country, you don't really know where to start. And you mentioned an investment advisor. What would be the things to look out for, and like how to find one you trust, and that kind of get the ball rolling?
So it depends on the sector that you're going to invest in. So for example, if you want to invest in the stock market, there are accredited stock brokers. So if you went to the Capital Markets website or Ministry of Finance or Uganda Securities Exchange, you'll see a list of brokers. We have like SBG, that is Stanbic Bank. We have UAP Old Mutual, Bank of Baroda, Crested Capital, just to mention but a few. If you're going into real estate, I would advise that you get yourself a financial advisor that is mostly interested in real estate. So there is like the Bagaines and Company, they could advise, and others, because at the end of the day, you have to do a bit more of research into the company that you're going to work with, because at the end, they're going to help you to choose the best investment. If you're going to invest in private equity, there are so many private equity firms that are now up that have certified financial analysts that are heading them or working with them. So such companies would come in handy. What I would want to advise the person who wants to come, don't just go for get rich schemes. I've seen people going for pyramid schemes right there.
Oh my God, those put money in a circle in a group and then see how you make your money. I'm just there
so
like, guys.
don't do that. And they will always target the people in diaspora because they would think your $200 don't mean a lot to you, but in Uganda it's quite a little bit of money. So try to avoid those get-rich schemes. Then also, like I said, make sure you get yourself a very nice investment advisor.
Yes, that's great advice. And especially, personally, I've noticed that we're very short-term thinking because I understand, like, when you're in desperate situations and you really need cash now. So with that mindset has brought a lot of people thinking that they have $10,000 and they could do the exact same thing. And I'm like, no, you need to be smart with your money. Go to the people who know how to make money. You know, don't just do it yourself.
I always tell people that if you're sick, you wouldn't go to any person. You would want to know that this doctor went to school, became a doctor, and they really know what they're doing. So why don't you do that with your money? Because even for your money, think about it. This is what you've worked hard to get, and you're willing to just give it to somebody because they say that they're going to give you a return without anything. So just make sure you go in depth, find out who you're dealing with, who is this that you're trusting. Yes, due diligence.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Well said. So I personally went to school for finance and economics like 10 years ago or whatever. So from what I remember, it's still very little, but I think about the average person who like knows nothing, but then they have their money. So what cautionary things would you say to look out for with an investment advisor? Because you know some people just pose and say there's certain things and they're not.
Of course there will always be people claiming
There's always a comment somewhere.
So one, like I said, if you're going for the stock market, they are accredited stock brokers. If you're going for maybe real estate, do some bit of research. Find out, okay, do they have a license? If it's an independent financial advisor, where did they go to school? It matters a lot. Have they done any deals that you might know of or have heard of? Or are they investment advisors to somebody else? Do they come highly recommended? Find somebody in Uganda who's going to recommend. And I think you'll be all right.
Okay, that's good to know, at least for the everyday viewer. So one of the questions I always see on my YouTube comments and just other videos that I've seen is this simple question on, if I had $10,000 or I have $10,000 right now, what advice would you give me on investing? So I would like to ask you the exact same question, but within Uganda.
So the question is easy to ask, but it does not have a one answer. Because
and I'm happy you said that because I think people expect me to answer it in one sentence. So I'm like,
what you want to invest in might not be what I want to invest in. So we do not invest for the same reason. Some people, there's what they call impact investing, for example. Some people want to invest in something that touches the world, climate change. You might invest in something that you know is contributing to gender equality. So when we go back to the $10,000, it can't be the same answer, but it will have the same play. How long are you planning on investing? Because if you're investing for the short term versus the long term, I would give different advices. There are short-term investments like money markets. There are long-term investments like real estate. There are short-term and very highly liquid, like the money markets, the cryptocurrency, but they are also more risky. So that brings me back to the second point. How risky are you interested in putting your investment? If you're risk averse, there's no way you're going to put your money in cryptocurrency. As much as it brings in so much in returns, it's very risky. Yes, so you will look at things like the tenure and then the risk that is you're willing to take. And then you will look at diversification. That is what I would tell everybody. So if you have any money, 10,000 or 1,000 or $1 million, make sure you diversify. Where you put it is not as important as how many places you put it in. So you identify the sectors. So if you could put some money in real estate, some money in stock, some money in money markets. You could touch a bit of cryptocurrency, fine art, fintech,
Yes.
get a company that maybe is already in agriculture, buy some,
Right.
you know. So you spread it. I would also advise to do what they call geographic diversification.
Okay.
This is, yes, you've been in Canada, so
Yeah.
have some investments in
Sunday.
Canada,
Some.
bring some to Africa, because it's not good to put your eggs in one basket, both regionally or, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not a good idea.
So you just put it in different places.
Okay.
So if you have your 10,000, find out how long it wants to be there. Second, check yourself how much risk you're willing to take.
Right.
And third, make sure it's diversified. Spread it all around. And I guarantee there's no way markets will crash and affect all businesses.
The whole portfolio.
Yeah. So that is why investment advisors and portfolio managers are very important, because they will do that for you. They are going to analyze the businesses that are doing well and also make sure they diversify.
Right.
Your 10,000, put it in hands of a very good advisor, put in the hands of a very good fund manager. Invest in places that are not very bad, like.
Okay. I get you.
Do not invest in I don't know, making guns.
Okay,
Personally,
gotcha.
I'm
over risky.
yes,
like it's just probably just not a
some
good
things
idea.
are too good. They give you money, but in the end,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. Will
I
you
get
sleep
that.
at night if you know that your investment is killing people?
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
don't do drugs. It has lots of money.
I feel you. I feel.
Don't
So,
start
let's keep it
investing
legal.
in
Let's
that. Keep it legal.
So just a quick question then, in terms of, is it for someone in Uganda, is it individual investor? Is it best to go with a firm, or what would be the easier?
So you might find that the firms come at a bigger cost than the individual advisor.
Okay.
But the firms are better in, like, you're very sure that your firm is not going to wake up and die or
That's true.
close business without notification. So there's that sense of security. However, if you find yourself a very good independent advisor, some of them have now started doing partnerships.
Okay.
So you're like a group of people, or somebody works in a firm but they have like a consultancy on the side.
Right.
Just talk to them. Most of these advisors are not going to handle your money. So they're going to give you advice. They're going to tell you, okay, you have the $10,000. This is where you put it. If somebody is independent and they say, okay, bank it on my account, that should be a red flag.
Yes, okay.
Companies, however, will ask you for money because maybe they are highly regulated. So you'll open maybe an account with them and then they manage it like that.
Gotcha.
If you're doing trading with them, you might do that. But if you're into investment advisory, they shouldn't have a hold of your money.
Gotcha.
It still goes to advisory.
Okay.
So it's up to you to choose whether it is an independent advisor or a company.
Okay.
It is up to you.
Oh, love that. I found this so informative, and I think that especially when you move to a new country, you're just like, I still want to be, adulting. I want to be responsible with my with my money, but you don't really know where things go. So this is a great way to kind of understand the general gist of it. So in the future, of course, I want to do more videos on specific different sectors and give you guys more information on that. But I'm really grateful that Anna came and answered all of my questions for you guys, because these are all questions from the comments. So please do comment below, because it really does help with finding professionals to help you guys. Other than that, where can everybody find you if they need? Because they will.
So like I said, I do investment advisory and portfolio management.
Okay.
You could reach me through email,
Okay.
Anna, A-N-N-A, Namuli, N-A-M-U-L-I, @gmail.com.
Gotcha. Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on my channel. And guys,
Thank you
like
for
always,
hosting.
Oh, you're very welcome. And like always, please do remember to subscribe, hit the bell notification button so that you can get informed on when there's new videos on my channel. And as always, please remember to level up, elevate, live your best life, and I'll check you guys in my next video. Bye guys.